Anya, thank you very much for the opportunity to present Tourism 4.0. Demo piloted Tourism 4.0 is under development now for the past year, starting from the 1st October, but at least officially. And I am glad that we have plenty to show at the moment in time. So, but not to lose time, I would kindly ask Tomi to present the project because Arctur is the leading partner and is the initiator of the project. And after that, or between his presentation, I will jump in and actually explain a little bit more about technical aspects of the project. But it's very cool to see that there are projects on the markets where we can actually use the blockchain technology. Tomi, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Tomaz. Hi, everyone. First question, how happened that a high-tech company like Arctur end up in the tourism? This is a very, very funny story how we ended up here, because we are well known in the world of Industry 4.0. But when we were researching where the key enabling technologies of the Industry 4.0, like HPC, HPDA, and blockchain, of course, could be implemented, we figured out that tourism is a greenfield. Literally, only big guys, only Google, Booking.com, TripAdvisor, etc., are using AI, blockchain, and other HPDA to analyze the data. When you go on the lower level, like the hotel chains, the regions, the destinations, they're completely out of this world. And most of them are like frogs, you can cook them very slowly. Most of the destinations, most of the hotel chains, you can cook them slowly like a frogs, and they don't even aware that there is a certain level, layer beyond them who will control them and who is controlling them. Okay, what we wanted to do here, and please next, Tomaz, it's, we tried to figure out how we can fight, how we can be Robin Hoods of the cyber world, how we can fight the big guys with the local technology, with the know-how we have. And we got a couple of projects, and which with the help of these projects, we really set up a strong R&D team and a bunch of very, very eminent partners. And now I'll try to explain in a couple of minutes what we do. First of all, I'll introduce you these 4 projects. You see, next, please. The first one, we started with the first one, which is like low TRL level. It's one slide before, please.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's TRL 3 to 6. We are working it with, yes, please. This is a partnership with universities. It's a Slovenian project. It's a research project, but soon after, a year after, we got a demo pilot, which is TRL 7 to 9. And next, please. And you see, we have in this project, in the first project, we have just universities, and in this project, we have high-tech partners and the flagship tourism organizations in Slovenia. If you count all the money they do, I mean, we are covering more than half of Slovenian tourism with the partners involved in this project. And then we got also 2 other projects which are completely international. One is in the Black Sea area. Thank you, Tomaz. And the next one is of amazing Amazon of Europe, which is about the Danube River and the countries around the Danube. Okay, skip this. You don't care about projects, but you care what we do in the tourism with blockchain, right? So this is the simple picture to show you a multi-million euros worth research. I will try to be very, very concise here. So on the left side, you see collaboration platform, which is mixture of data lake, mixture of big data, completely non-SQL form of data in that part, and the deep learning, machine learning tools we are using to work on the data. And then we have 4 pillars. You see tourism impact model, flows, token, and passport. So these are pillars of our tourism 4.0, and on the right side there is a bunch of hundreds and thousands of applications and solutions from the third parties. We try to connect with the platform and with at least one of the pillars we have in our research portfolio. I will go briefly through these pillars, but we will focus on the impact token and the passport, which are completely which are supported by blockchain. So tourism impact model, it's we tried to measure on a real data what is the impact of tourism in the certain micro location, because most of the impact of tourism was set a very non-data driven model. So somebody said that, yeah, tourism is very important for this region, but nobody knew how to measure it. We put hundreds, thousands of questions here, and then we developed a model which is universal, so you can use it wherever you go, and you can really measure positive and negative impacts of tourism. Okay, this is basis. Flows are very important to firstly measure flows, secondly analyze these flows, and of course if you have these two, you can do some predictions. You can use AI, you can use deep learning to predict what the flows will be in the future. And if you know the flows, and if you know the limitations of a certain destination, you can predict the over tourism or one of the problems of the tourism in the future, and you try to redirect the flows, right? You redirect the stream of tourists to somewhere else where their impact will be much higher. And here the impact token comes into the power. So you want to put incentives of tourists, you know, to guide them around the destinations, and here the idea of the tourist voucher, which changes the value in the place and in the region and in the time it's taken place. Imagine we set up this 2 years ago, and then Corona came, right? And imagine many countries in the world set up kind of incentives for the national tourism, like in Slovenia. You know, each citizen, not citizen, but each resident of the Slovenia got around what 250 euros. I don't remember, and I'm talking about what 300 million euros, and you could spend this money in a tourist destinations. But what happened? For example, Romania 2 years ago set up something similar with public employees. Each public employee in Romania gets a certain amount of this tourism voucher. It's around 380 euros each. And they figured out that most of the tourists came to the same destination, which is Constanța by the sea, and they totally it's an overflow of the domestic tourists, and there is no more foreign tourism in that area. And the impact of all these measures was completely wrong. So imagine you have, next please. Imagine, yeah, Tomas, thank you very much. Imagine you can analyze the flows and say, next please. and see where the impact of the tourism will be as high as possible. And next, please. Yeah, you see on the left side, and these areas, red means yeah, no more tourists, please. Orange is, yeah, you can go there, but the value of your voucher will be lower than 100%, maybe 70, 60, 50%, it depends. On the red zones, you cannot use this voucher, please don't, because it's no value. I mean, everybody's there. And the green zones, yeah, you can get 100%, even more, even 110% if you imagine. So imagine in Corona times, if you have this kind of incentives, you can really get maximum out of the tourism, and really fair help, fair subsidy of the national or European government to help the sector of tourism and the whole the value chain of tourism. Okay, crypto voucher, crypto token, however you call it. Important is that we never mention to the government that this is a currency, because if you say cryptocurrency, they just shut the door, they don't want to talk to you. And if you put like a voucher system, that's okay. So probably, Tomas, this is now your, no, I have a couple of slides more, please, next. I will just say a couple of words about our tourism, personal tourism tourist passport, which was very well defined with SSI at the previous speech. So all the time, what's the problem of the modern tourism? It's overflow of the supply. So 20 years ago, you if you wanted to travel in the India or whatever, China, you bought a Lonely Planet book, you know, and everything was there and you were listening. Now if you want to travel to India or China, you'll get like millions of information, too much. So you want to select them, you want to have a personalized offer, as it was mentioned before, the size of your shoes. And so we find out that kind of the passport, tourism passport, would be really useful. You can generate your personal profile and your avatars, because when you travel, you can travel like a business guy, man, a family guy. When you go with friends and have fun for 3 years, your expectations, your demand is totally different, right? So you can have bunch of your avatars in this profile, and when you decide to go on a trip, you just choose one of these pre-selected avatars, and then you get the selection of the offer on your computer. The important part is that you don't travel as Tomi, Iljas, or what is this, Steve Hobbs, but you travel as a, you know, white male, you know, traveling for business, and your demand is like this and this and this. So your data is there, your profile is there without your personal information, and this is very important. So you don't share this until you really choose something and you come to the hotel, and you transfer all the data to the hotel desk, so you don't have to write down all your data at the reception desk. Okay, this is very powerful. I really I don't think a small company from Slovenia can do it. Sorry for this. We'll try. We will show that it's doable. We will show, and then probably a huge corporation will take over. But what we say here is, this is your data. You can set up your profile in 5-10 minutes, and Google is trying to set your profile in years. you know, once with my colleague Urška Starc-Pečeni, she's leading our Tourism 4.0 department. We were at the conference in Mexico, and before us, Steve Wozniak has a keynote speech, and he said that from AI, he believes only in A, that is artificial, because the most sophisticated algorithms of the models of the I don't know, Google tools, they need 5,000 pictures of cat to realize this is a cat, not a dog. And if you have a 1.5 years old a kid, you will show him or her this is a cat or a dog, and they will never miss it again. So this is true intelligence. So Google is really trying to work hard on your profile, but you can do it, you can do better than this in 5 minutes without sharing, without showing your whole body and share it with others. So this is what I can tell you in a couple of minutes. But now the funny part of the technical background comes, and please, Tomaz, take over.
Okay, thank you very much. I will just move to this is actually how Doti is going to look like. It's a mobile application, and this is developed by Arctur right now. So I will move to deliverables, because this is the part that we have to deliver as Lucis inside the project. And as you can see, to enable all the functionalities Tomi was speaking about, we actually need to have a blockchain network. I already saw that there was a question if the network was public or private, and we decided to go for a private network because actually we have to have clearly predictable operating costs. And basically we opted for a Ethereum private network with a proof of authority. And this is our basic blockchain infrastructure. On top of that, we started to develop the SSI infrastructure. So Jan already explained how SSI is working, so thank you, Jan. Our job was to pack and deliver a system that will enable other project stakeholders to develop or integrate ID-related services in their portals and apps. So for example, we delivered the blockchain backend and the Android SDK to Arctur, and they were able to build the Doti mobile application. Or a hotel booking service or a hotel infotainment system will be able to integrate a passwordless login and exchange of user data according to SSI principles. Then we have the collaboration impact token. And yes, this is an ERC20 utility token. It's deployed on our private chain. But the token is actually fully compliant with the Ethereum blockchain. So tokens have a classic life cycle comparable to other ERC20 tokens. So the tokens can be minted, transferred to wallet, so from the issuer to the tourist to the Doti application, and from the service provider, so hotels, restaurants, rentals, etc. Consumed token can be then burned when their life is over. The system enables a full tracking and a transparent utilization of tokens. Another interesting thing is the notarization service. Actually, this was a bonus feature, because if you combine the first three of them, then the notarization service is quite simple to put in place. When we are talking about digitalization of a specific industry, we have to realize the number of transactions between the individuals, companies, services, and devices will raise. An authorization service needed to add an additional layer of transparency and trust between different parties. In such case, when an object, document, or transaction will be digitally signed, for example, a hash will be stored in the notarization system, such object or transaction are offers, contract, invoices, or digital artifacts like photos and other materials. So the notarization use case can be very wide. Just to look a little bit what we have achieved till now, we have a fully functional blockchain network. We have SSI backend and client infrastructure in place. We have an SSI native SDK for Android, iOS, notarization portal, a beta version, of course. We have a seed smart contract with basic manipulation procedures in place. But of course, the project is not finished and we have to do some more work. And on our to-do list, we can find the setup of a production T40 chain. And then we have to develop the SDK for iOS, I hope till end of 2020. We have to integrate the smart contract, the SID token, with external services. We call them usually oracles, so that we can actually put it to work the flow management. And of course, there are other optimization and integration of external services, but this is all to be done and to be decided in the next month. What did we learn as Lucis, as a software development company, as a business integrator in this case? For sure, to master the technologies related to blockchain and Ethereum and SSC takes a lot of time, resources, and effort. So the learning curve is steep. Our project has a clearly defined timeline and budget to obey. So we decided to search for a more appropriate approach, and we didn't have to go very far. We choose AceBlock framework that really offer a blockchain proof of authority network out of the box with some very useful modules, including the AceID SSI and distributed storage. With AceBlock, we were able to bootstrap the project and to shorten the delivery times. Instead of reinvent the wheel and build everything from scratch, we focus on the design and content of the system. So the framework is very adaptable, and with some additional work, we were able to fulfill the project requirement in time. So a big thanks to Netis R&D team for their great support. Just a final thought, in case you're beginning of a new project and you're going to use blockchain technology, look what is already on the market instead of develop everything bottom up, and don't hesitate to get some extra help from the field experts.